Hi! Hi! I'm back. Now, yesterday we told the story of Jesus in Bethlehem. He was born, and what happens next is that his mommy and daddy are with him in that stable in the cave, and he's in the manger, and angels came and they sang songs, and then shepherds came to visit, and then the angels went back to heaven, and the shepherds went and got their sheep, make sure they're okay, and then they went and told everybody the baby was born. But there were people thousands of miles away who saw this too. How? Well, this is called the King of all kings. Far away in the east, three clever men saw the very same star, the star that the shepherd saw, the star that God had put in the sky when Jesus was born. They knew it was a sign. A baby king had been born. They had been waiting for this star. They knew it would come. He's here! He's here! They shouted. And I'm sure if you'd been there, you would have heard them laughing and dancing and singing until the sun came up. Here they are looking at the star. They see it, and it's up in the sky. What are they going to do? Oh. At dawn, they packed up their camels and wrapped gifts for the baby. They brought their most precious treasures of all, frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Special, sparkly, lovely smelling, gleamy things, just right for a king. The three wise men, actually, if you'd met them, you would have thought they were kings because they were so rich and clever and important looking. They set off. They rode their camels. See that? Across the endless desert, up a steep mountain. Oh, they went down into the deep, deep valleys. What else they do? Oh, through raging rivers, over grassy plains. See? Wow. They did this night and day and night, for hours that turned into days, that turned into weeks. It's taken a long time for them to get there. Until at last, they reached Jerusalem. So they got to Jerusalem. There they are. They're on that street. You could see the star. You could see Jerusalem right there on that road. Oh. Jerusalem was by far the most important city for miles. And to anyone could tell you that's where a palace would be, and that's where kings are born. So that's where they went. But they were in for a surprise. They went to see King Herod. Surely he'd know where the baby was. But he didn't. In fact, he didn't like the sound of a new king. It made him rather cross. He didn't want anyone to be king except him. But Herod's advisors told the three wise men that they had read what was written in their book, what God had said about the baby king. Go to Bethlehem. That's where you'll find him. Suddenly, a star got in the sky again, and it's going to show them, where to go. So they followed the star because it started moving again, showing them the way. The three wise men followed the star out of Bethlehem, the big city, and they took the road into a little town of Bethlehem. They followed the stars through the streets of Bethlehem, out of the nice part of town, through the not so very nice part of town, and then the really not so very nice part of town, until they went down a little dirt road and the star stopped right over that cave that had the stable. And it was next to a little house. But it wasn't a palace, and there wasn't any guards or servants. There wasn't any flags or red carpets or trumpets or anything. Did they get it wrong? Or was this what God meant? So see, they go and they find a little house, not by the big palace. Oh, sure enough, in that little house, there sitting on his mother's knee, they found him, the baby king. So the baby that they had in the manger was now in this little house next to the stable. The three men knelt before the little king. But where are they? I thought my bears were helping me tell the Christmas story. Oh, there's one of the kings. Hello. There's another king. Ooh. Good morning. And there's the third wise man that looked like a king. Hello. We like your baby. This is the baby that we heard about. In that little house, there's the king. And they knelt in front of the little king, and they took off their rich royal turbans and their gleaming golden crowns. They bowed their noble heads to the ground. Thank you, Jesus, for being born. And they gave him their sparkling treasures. The journey that had begun so many centuries before had three wise men here. And they were led by the star to a little town, to a little house, to a little child, to the king that God had promised David all these years before. But this child was a new kind of king. See, there they are with Jesus and Mary and Joseph in the house. Well, I don't see Joseph. Joseph's outside. He's throwing away Jesus' diapers. He's got to get some new ones. The king that God had promised was a new kind of king. He was the Prince of Heaven. And he had become a person, a little baby, like all the rest of us when he started out. Though he was the mighty God, he had become a helpless little baby. And this king hadn't come to be the boss. This king had come, to be a servant. And so they honor him and worship him, and he's going to serve everybody. The end.